Uncle Ron's stuff. I didn't hear the beep. This is going to be about drive wheel replacement on a known as a Black Max. In my case, it's a 21-inch Honda motor powered, self-propelled, with bagger option lawnmower. And I bought it used when I moved to a new house, and I had an old rotting lawn tractor, and it was just time to replace. So I bought this Black Max. I like Honda engines, and it was appeared to be well made and well maintained. It didn't have a lot of nicks on the case or anything. I knew it hadn't been used much. And the story was that these particular fellows had done some work for some older guy, and he said he didn't want it, so they traded work for the mower. Okay, so I've been using it probably for 3 years now, and I have begun to notice on the last mower or two that the right, my right, as I'm pushing the mower, drive wheel was spinning properly, but on the left side, it would act like it would stop turning. Sometimes it would do it, sometimes it would not. So I said, okay, this is not right. My initial view of the drive wheels on the front was that there was a belt coming off of the crankshaft, came down in the front, and there was a where the belt hooked on to a solid drive shaft on the front that came out, and on each side, and as I now know, has a gear set there, teeth on it, on both sides. It is a solid axle. If the one wheel turns, the other wheel should turn. But I was unclear exactly how the wheels were mounted to that axle to make them turn. And it turns out, as I said, there's a belt coming off the crankshaft. It's under a plastic cover on top of the mower deck. It comes down and it wraps around a pulley, obviously, on the drive shaft on the front, and it goes out to the housing at the bottom, and on the end is a gear with teeth. And the idea is, here is a wheel. This is all plastic, pretty heavy piece, probably weighs 2, 3 pounds, I don't know. But you'll see that there are teeth in here, and those teeth fit in that little gear that comes out of the deck housing and drives us around. Okay, well, you probably can't see it very well, but I'll see if I can show it to you. Up, it's right, yeah. Where all my fingers are, you see the teeth have been chewed down. This has not been chewed over, let's see, starting here, the teeth are fine. But as I move this way, you'll see they have been chewed down, down here. There's a whole, the teeth have been chewed out of the plastic right here, and therefore wouldn't spin. Again, this is all plastic. It's not a metal insert or anything like that in there. Now, why it chewed some of those teeth off, I'm not 100% sure, except that I did. When I took this wheel off, this is the wheel from the left side, I noticed, I only noticed then, this is not the original wheel that was on the Black Max that I bought. If I look at the other three wheels, they are all identical. And they have a hubcap that sits here, and they are different looking in here. Now this one does have teeth, and somebody decided something happened to the wheel over there. I don't know what. Maybe it ate that one. And when they went to go around and find a replacement, they're not easy to find. The identical one that's on the Black Max. So they bought this one. Now, this probably would work. The real question is, why did it eat the teeth? And one of the things I noticed with the drive wheels is they're kind of sloppy up there. Um, if when I looked at it, the bolt, the nut that was on the shaft was pretty tight, and why still the slop? Why it is almost as if there weren't enough washers or something to keep this wheel up against that gear that comes out on the drop shaft. And there was some slop there. Now, I took off the right wheel because why is it doing this? Let me take a look at the right wheel. And when I took it off, that's when I did in fact notice this is not the original wheel. It had been replaced. And I started thinking about it when it was bought. I don't know if the wheels were on it or not in the carton. Maybe not. So the user had to put the wheels on, and the shaft comes out of the front, and there is a plastic. This one is fixed, and I think it is metal, bearing or axle cup or whatever you want to call it. It goes in here. On the real wheel, it's not metal, it's plastic, and it just is pushed in the hole in the wheel. The plastic it was totally molded plastic formed wheel, but they put a plastic shaft in there, a plastic bushing, if you will, and I could see where that bushing it could be put in. It has a lip on it. The lip could be on the outside, or the lip could be on the inside. Is my take on it that the bush should have had the lip on the outside, and that would have kept it closer to the gear teeth on the axle, and not let there be any slop in the wheel so that you eat out the plastic teeth that are part of the wheel. So I'm not 100% sure about that, but there was some reason that this wheel obviously was tilted one way or the other, in, back, whatever, that the metal gear stripped these teeth. Now, it wasn't as if I locked it on something. In fact, if that had been the case, the wheel should have just still turned, but to eat the teeth, or even though this is not the wheel for the identical original equipment manufacturer wheel for Black Max, it looks like it should work because it's got teeth, right? But I don't know exactly if these teeth are, you know, I don't know the number of teeth on a real wheel. Perhaps this has slightly number of different teeth. I don't know if that would work or not, or the angle that pitch these teeth are set in here is different than the gear off of the front axle. Something wasn't right. I think it had to do with some sort of misalignment of the wheel, but anyway, when I get the new one in, which is on back order, by the way, and I'm buying an original one for this mower, and I think I paid $100 for the mower new, and the wheel's like 40. And I'm kind of reluctant to do that, but the mower works fine, it runs fine, I change oil in it, it's just very simple, and it is a Honda motor. So anyway, I don't know how often these go bad. They shouldn't go bad at all. There shouldn't be any reason. These wheels should turn on the grass easily. I mean, and I say it weighs like 2 pounds. It's a big, heavy piece of plastic, and it should have endured. But on my case, the metal gear ground down the teeth on the inside of this wheel. Again, when I get it back together again, I'm going to see if I can't somehow make sure the wheel has very little slop in any dimension that will keep those teeth perfectly meshed into the metal gear. That's overrun stuff. This had to do with the Black Max. Mine is a 21-inch Honda motor powered. I think when I looked up parts, they want to say it's a Poland uh, labeled. I don't have any such label on it other than Black Max, and I think that was some kind of marketing by somebody or another. But I think these particular mowers are sold under a variety of brand names. It could be under Sears could have had a version of this, or I don't know, somebody else. But whoever manufactured them with the Honda motor on top and the catch bag in the back, I think there are probably variations of that are not called Black Max, but they all are going to have the same sort of drive wheel mechanism, and it is a solid shaft off of this drive belt. My drive belt looks fine. I don't need to replace my drive belt. And the spring that is the spring tensioner or the tensioner on the drive belt, all that looks fine. I don't need to do anything there. It's a pretty simple machine. It's just a replacement of this wheel. And I looked at it and it's like, I can't really do anything about it. I can't. Oh, maybe you could fix it somehow, but no, I'm buying a replacement. That's enough for this one. Today is the 9th of August, 2024. This had to do with Black Max front drive wheel replacement and what you want to look for. I would suggest you not try to buy some other variation. This is a variation. This does not look like, this part is molded entirely different than what the other three wheels on the Black Max are. You say, well, this has got teeth, it ought to work. I did see wheels that had different teeth count. You're going to have to get something for the Black Max. If it doesn't say it's a replacement for the model number and of your mower, it may or may not work, or it may work for a while before it strips again. 9 August 2024, Uncle Ron, this stuff, Black Max front drive repair.